Well, good afternoon, my stamping friends. This is Leslie with LuvINK&Paper, and I'm here a little early today on Tuesday to share the Daisy Daydream March 2025 paper pumpkin kit. But first I want to get a little business out of the way, okay? So this March kit is the birthday month, so March is Paper Pumpkin's birthday or anniversary month. So there's an extra stamp set in there, so that's fun. We'll take a look at that. Also, it was the end of the quarter. January, February, March is the end of a quarter. So we have new information for you about upcoming kits. So the April kit is called Inked Occasions. Okay, the subscription time started last Tuesday and goes through April 10th. All right, so make sure you're subscribed to that because it's going to be really, really pretty. It's going to make 9 cards, so they're going to have like that alcohol ink look to them, which is really cool. You're going to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with the 9 coordinating envelopes. There will be some textured gold foil involved, some pre-cut paper pieces and butterfly embellishments, okay, and lots of fun coordinating colors, and the Stampin' Spot is going to be Berry Burst, okay, and they come in a really pretty box. So that'll be the April kit, and then the May kit, Mountain Majesties, will have a really nice masculine sort of theme, nature theme to them, which should be great. There will be some Father's Day kinds of greetings, but I'm sure there will be others as well. So don't shy away just because of that. Because if you've been a Paper Pumpkin subscriber for a while, you'll have other stamp sets. You don't have to use those greetings with that kit, all right? So don't shy away from it just because of the greetings. So again, it's going to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes. There's going to be some vellum pieces, some watercolor look card bases, and then your coordinating colors, and I think it's going to be a Misty Moonlight classic Stampin' Spot. It was a little hard to tell, but I think that's what it goes with. The classic Stampin' Spot I think will be a Misty Moonlight, okay? All right, and then June. So we've got the next quarter's worth of kits, so three months. April, May, June. June is called Full of Charm, okay? And again, making 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. That is a pretty common kind of number for Paper Pumpkin kits. All right. So elevated cards, I'm guessing we've got some interesting kinds of ways these are going to go together, okay? Some decorative gold foil, unique sentiment labels, which should be fun, and your classic Stampin' Spot is going to be a Pretty and Peacock, and it will also coordinate with a new in-color Timid Tiger, okay? So, and this one actually coordinates with a suite that will be in the new catalog, right? So lots of fun stuff going on. There's also a set of dies, an add-on set of dies that will coordinate for all 3 months. So this fun word Hugs for April, this great label for May, and the fun floral and leaf dies for June, okay? Not that you can't use them other times, but they will coordinate nicely with those kits. All right, business done. All right, this is so pretty. So I'm a daisy lover. I have so many daisies. I've divided them. I keep moving them around my yard, and there's just more, and so I divide them again, and I put them in other places. I love daisies. If I could figure out a way to have daisies bloom from like June until August in my yard, I would just plant daisies and I wouldn't mow. It would, seriously, like, I love daisies that much. So this kit was like, oh my gosh, I will maybe even be looking at getting a refill. We'll see. All right, so inside we have the 2 stamp sets. So this is actually the one with the greetings, okay, is the one that goes with the, that you'll use for most of your cards. This is your bonus one, okay? So it has the little daisy arch. It has a little hello stamp, a really fun, like beehive kind of hexagon kind of thing, and then a happy birthday. All right. So 2 stamp sets, yippee skippy. And here's your bee, which will coordinate with these dies that we had. So here's a bee and here's your hexagon. And those will coordinate nicely with this stamp set. Remember too that when you got your first kit, you got a acrylic block that looked something like this, okay? Not as thick and doesn't have the little grooves like the ergonomic blocks that are sold in the online store, okay? But fully functional. So if you, I tend not to use this one when I'm demonstrating. I tend to use my more ergonomic blocks that Stampin' Up sells in the online store. All right, so our Stampin' Spot this month was a Lost Lagoon. And again, I'll be using my big Lost Lagoon pad to help me out with that. All right, so we're going to set that aside and that aside. All right, so let's actually get into this, because all I did was open the box to take a look at the direction sheet front, just to see what the cards were going to look like. They are very, very pretty. I am very excited. All right, let's get in there. All right. So let's take a look. All right. So the glue dots are pretty good size this time, which is nice. Okay, remember sometimes they've been giving us the tear and tape, a smaller roll, so we didn't have to hassle with glue dots, but these look like they'll work nicely. I'm thinking we've got a couple of sizes of dimensionals in here too. Let's take a look. If I can get this baggie to open. There it goes. All right. So what we have are some, they're about a 1/4 inch wide foam strips. Okay. And we have mini dimensionals. Okay, so we're probably going to need those. All right. So here, ooh, 3 different kind, I think, 3 different envelopes. Yep. So we have, we have these envelopes with the daisies on the flap. Okay, a little bit of the beehive, the honeycomb kind of thing with a bee here. This one has these daisies with the bee on the flap, okay, and then we have the blue ones with a daisy here and daisy on the flap. So 3 different envelopes. Just know that those will probably get cut up, you know, right? So come back. Life is gonna get a little squirrely here, so maybe Saturday. Probably next Monday. Okay. All right. So this is our artwork sheet. Okay, so here's the Daisy Daydream, and then we have Happiest Hive is your bonus stamp set. set that aside. All right, let's take a look at the rest of our stuff. That can go over here, out of the way. All right, so we have our card bases. So we have 3 of those. Oh, we have some vellum pieces. Somebody's missing, so we got to find that. Oh, here it is. It fell on the floor. And we have just a slight, let me see if it'll show up better here. Just a slight deckled edge, okay, on those. All right, so here's just a plain blue. Well, they're not solid blue. There's a little bit of texture to them. I don't know if you can see that in there, but there is just a little bit of texture to those. And again, I will likely be cutting these apart, okay? So we have this layer, and so you'll be able to use the circles once you punch those out. All right, so don't throw away your circles, so you can use those. All right. Let's see, what else? Okay, so we have these with a, you'd almost swear they were white, but they're not. They've got just a little bit of that light, probably lemon lolly yellow texture to them. Okay, so again, I will likely be cutting those apart. All right, so then we have those pieces, and we have these pieces. We have lots of these little honeycomb pieces that have just a bit of shimmer, not glitter, but shimmer, soft shine to them, not foil. Very cool. We have some of these circles with the bokeh, is I think how you say that, where the light, they make the filter real soft and kind of fuzzy. Got some of those. Ooh, lots and lots of daisy die cuts. Okay, we'll take a look at what we end up needing. We may have gotten some bonus ones this month. Okay, and some labels. 1, 2, 3, 4 of each of the 3 different kinds of labels. So remember, they generally give you 1 extra in case you make an oops. All right, so let's do a little sort here. All right. So here's our sort page. Okay. So I'm not going to put the envelope, but we're going to use this base. And it looks like it wants 2 of these daisy arches. So I will go ahead and punch 2 out, but yeah, okay, I'll do it the way they say. I'm already ready to jump off jump off and go rogue, you know, like just start my alternatives right now. Already my head is spinning. Okay, so 2 of those. Looks like 2 of the honeycombs. And again, you may be able to get away with fewer. Okay, so as we make these, we'll decide whether we can get away with fewer. Okay, so we need this label right here, this round, this one. Okay, now for stamps, it looks like we're going to need the honeycomb, this one, the little one. Okay, so we'll get that on a block. And remember, I like to give them a good rub to get anything off of them so that they'll hold the ink better. And enjoy your special day. It's right here. And for those of you who have watched with me before, You know, I learned from Rachel Tessman that if you put your words on diagonally like this, you end up not having your eye get tricked by the edge of the block. So that helps when you're trying to find the right spot to stamp. All right, so we need our block, which is what that picture, I guess, is. And we need some glue dots and yep, gonna come to me in a sec, and the dimensionals, okay. Are those the same mini? Yeah, they're the mini size. Remember a month or so ago we got dimensionals that were in between our regular size and our small size. All right, so there's one. Okay, we'll just set that over there. Here we're going to have, we need this. Hang on, we'll find them all. Okay, we're gonna need, nope, not that base. Must be, where'd it go? This base. So we need one of those. We need one of these. We need one of the green, so we didn't get any extras of those. But remember that if you have blending brushes or sponges or something, you can use this as a, sometimes these negative pieces are really helpful because you can use them as a stencil. So you could you could blend some ink onto cardstock and then stamp something around it or over it or something. So just be aware of that sometimes those negative pieces are very helpful. All right, looks like we need one of these tall ones. Like that. Okay, whoops. And it looks like we need a bee. Okay. And this one's going to use the longer foam strips. Okay, some dimensionals, some glue dots, and then thank you for always being there for me, which is quite nice. And we're going to use this slightly wider label. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to switch those stamps out eventually. All right, does that get us everything? I think it does. All our pieces and parts. Okay, so card number 3 does need, oops, one of these bases. And a whole lot of daisies. We must be going to sort of mimic these and raise them up, okay, is what I'm going to guess. I'm good at guessing. I'm not always right, but I do tend, so we need a bee. Looks like maybe we're going to have some extra bees because I didn't see a bee here and a bee here. I didn't see a bee here, so we might be able to use one though. All right, so we're going to need this little small flower. We're going to need a couple of these bigger flowers. That might be that one. Okay. Yep, looks like we need all of these. So, not extra. We were hoping, but no. No, not extras, unfortunately. Okay. But we did get that stamp, so that's good. Okay, so the only real extra thing is that one extra bee that they snuck in there for us. But like I said, we may get to putting these together and decide we don't need all of them. All right, this also wanted 2 of these. So we'll take those out. Okay. That and this. Okay, so that should get us all our pieces and oh, hey, where'd the vellum go? Hang on. I didn't see anywhere where we used that piece of vellum. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, well. Okay, I'm not sure where those vellum pieces go. Maybe we'll find out as we open. All right, let's start with card number 1. And I'm going to very carefully set these over here. And move this here. All right. So let's take a look here. So let's stamp first, right? Because we know that sometimes these pieces have a little bit of a coating. So let's stamp that. Okay. Okay, so we'll just set that aside and we can put that back on our put this back here and grab out You're Always There for Me. All right. There. Okay. Then it looks like the piece that's going to be the front. Okay. Give it a quick fold with the bone folder. Like that. And it looks like we've got some stamping with the honeycomb. Can't remember if I rubbed that, so we'll try it again. All right. So, up here in this corner, maybe a little here, one going down here, and a couple over here. Okay, we'll see how those look. And you can always adjust things. All right. So let's see. We have. So we want to put our greeting down flat. Now remember, I don't usually use the glue dots. I usually use these. So we'll stick this in here, pretty much in the center, like that. Okay. And then we're going to add some, oh, I see. So we're going to put a gold up here, like that. And then a gold down here, like that. And then these are going to help kind of hold it. All right, so we've got our, I'm going to use, well, no, I'm not. I'm going to use the little ones that are already open, but I was thinking I could get bigger ones, and I may be able to. So let's see what we can get here. Okay, that one's pretty good. I think I can get bigger ones on the flowers here, like that. Okay, there's one there, and I think I can get one here. Okay, so we'll shoot for that. So they're saying that these dimensionals are going to help hold this foil on. If you are at all worried, put a glue dot or something way in under here, just a little tiny bit, to help hold it, because it'll be covered up, so it won't matter, okay? So you can put a little adhesive or use one of your glue dots or something to help hold that. So this one's going to arc up like this. Okay. There. Now you just want to make sure that even if you're not perfectly centered, you're not hanging over the edge. All right. So let's get some, we'll do another little bit of glue there, a little adhesive. Okay. There. Okay. Then we'll put some dimensionals on this. Okay. I guess it might be easier to just use these smaller ones, but there's a bigger one, and here's a bigger one. Okay, and we can fit one right here, I think. Yeah, I think we can get one right there, and one right there, and maybe one out here. Okay, there. Alrighty. So, this is a really pretty card. Just the way it is, but I will likely take it and trim it a little bit so I can put it on a white base, a thick white base, and save the back side for another card. Okay. There. So now you have your two daisy arches. These aren't going anywhere. Really pretty. Oh, we got to get our bee. Oh, did I not? I don't think I thought there was a bee on this card when we sorted. I didn't see a bee. So if you want to put a bee on there, go right ahead. If you don't, you don't have to. Or you could even die cut one. Stamp and die cut one if you want. However it works best for you. Okay. Let's see, where's that last? Here it is. All right, let's grab this last bee here and put a little glue dot on the back. I have some, I thought, except I don't see them. I didn't think I need, I can use these. I can use these. we'll just have our little bee. Whoop, whoop. Got a little stuck. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Now if you want the bee to be up off of that a little bit, if you roll your glue dot, you'll get a little bit of dimension, but not like a dimensional kind, okay? All right, so number 2. Okay, that's very pretty. I like that a lot. All right, number 2, this one. All right, so I'm going to rub this greeting and give it a stamp onto here. All right. Thank you for always being there for me. There we go. Okay, there's that. That appears to be the only stamping that we're doing. Oh, I just found the vellum piece. All right. So, they don't show it, but that's kind of interesting. All right, so let's use the foam strips here. All right, so on the back of this, we're gonna do 3. So we're gonna go here, like that. We're gonna go here, like that, and one more along the bottom. Okay. Then, and this as well will likely get cut down. All right, so let's get this. Onto the front, like that. Then I need to find, here we go. Okay. All right, so then we're going to use glue dots or flat adhesive. So I'm going to just use my seal and put that down in. So this is raised up, this goes down in. Okay. As centered as you can get it. Okay. Then we're going to add a glue dot or some flat adhesive. Okay, can you see here? So on this sleeve, and dimensionals on the 2 daisies. So you are big enough to have a full-size dimensional, I believe. You get a smaller one right here. And you get a glue dot that's a little easier to deal with. There. Okay. So then this gets popped up like this. So this goes flat because it's already on dimensionals. These need the support because they're adhering to a flat layer down there. Okay, so they needed the boost. All right, then we need our little bee. And it looks like he's going flat, so I should be able to get just a little bit of adhesive on there. And like that. And then down here, we've got our vellum over here, like that. And then, nope, this goes down a little further. And then this goes above it. So you're getting just that little bit. So what that means is way up near the top, I can put some adhesive because it will be hidden. Okay. So we'll put that kind of down here. Okay. See how you can kind of see it? Really only on the dark leaf. Can't see it on the back. And then this gets dimensionals. Like this. There we go. And this is going to go just above here. So we see the vellum peeking out. There we go. Another really pretty card. All right, number 3. Okay. So, yep, it looks like we're putting dimensionals on all those daisies to just lift them up. All right, sweetest birthday wishes. Well, let's get that one out. Like that, and sweetest birthday wishes here. And rub that a little bit. Okay. Then, okay. And again, you're going to use the they're showing you to use the dimensionals to kind of help hold those little gold pieces in place. All right, but let's get our card pieces here. And let's get our label. Where did that end up? Did I not take it out? Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe I forgot that one. You guys didn't holler at me. Okay, here we go. Forgot about that one. All right, here we go. All right. Sweetest birthday wishes. That's very nice. Okay. Here we go. And that's the only stamping. Okay. Now, so see how fun this could be? Yeah, we'll be cutting this one apart too. I know. I'm making them the way they say, but I will be. All right. I do with those glue dots. Here they are. All right, so we're going to have glue dots on the back of this. because it's resting on things that are already glued. We need a glue dot on the back of our bee. There we go. And glue dots anywhere else? Nope. Dimensionals on all the flowers. Okay, so let's turn these. Some are going to get small and some are going to get larger because it just makes more sense that way. Or if I do use, yeah. I should be able to get them on some of these. Alright. Some of these definitely can have a larger one. Okay. Nope. Down here. Alright, I think that's all of them. And I think that will be good. We'll put a couple of extras here. We'll put an extra here. We'll put, whoop, extra right there. An extra, whoops, stuck to me right there. And maybe a little one right there. Okay, so now we got to take all these off. And then it's like a puzzle. You just match them up. Okay, they're designed to go right over the top. So this should be this one. Like that. Okay. And if you don't line them up perfect, it's okay, because the petals underneath will just make it look fuller. So don't stress. Okay, this is not supposed to be perfect. None of it's supposed to be perfect. Okay, it's a handcrafted card that you're doing. All right, let's see, where does this one go? Looks like right here. Okay, so I'm going to put that like that. So what you're doing is creating those shadows underneath, and they look really pretty. So I really like this card front a lot, but I will definitely be cutting off the back. That's this one right here, like that. So, because that back piece is just too pretty to cover up, to have as the back. So if you're out there watching me, I'd sure love it if you'd say hi. Throw a little hello in the comments. Okay. If you're watching on the replay, let me know that too. And if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, click that little subscribe button over there. And also, if you click the little bell, it will make sure that you are notified when I put up a new video. Oops, all that work and I forgot to do these. Oh, drat. Okay, that's all right. All right, we need one up here. Okay. Let's Let's see if I can get that to peel just a little wee bit. Ooh, I can. Huh. See, I just peeled it back a little. I'm just going to slide this underneath there and stick that down like that. Okay, there. Then we want one down in this corner. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is just gently lift up here and put a tiny bit of liquid glue in under these couple of petals way in here. Just a couple of little drops. Okay, there. Then slide this in like that, and then put these back down. And I think we're going to sneak one more under one of these. I think I can. Nope, needs to be in half. Even though it's really small. My scissors, oh, there they are, hiding. Okay. So we'll put this like that. And stick that down because it was the one that I pulled on the most, so I wanted to kind of give that a little extra support. All right, we have the bee to add. Okay, over here. Like that, and tuck this. Hey Leslie, you probably should have tucked this in first before you went and did all your, yeah. You know what, we're just gonna do it like that. Good enough. It flattens this one just a teeny bit, but that's okay. So, mostly like the way they were supposed to be done. All right, so that is our 3 cards. We got them all done. All right, so what we have is this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, aren't they beautiful? So if you are not familiar with what I usually do, I come and I unbox my kit this way and show you what they're meant to look like. And then early next week, possibly Sunday morning or Monday afternoon, I will get back on and play with some of the pieces. And I try not to do too much with dies, although I may use these. I may cut a couple of bees or something like that, because these, if I cut them out of black cardstock, it's going to look pretty cool, I think, to have like on the yellow paper. All right, like on the back of this one. Some of these bees would look really cute, so I might do some of that. Anyway, I play with the kit contents and other Stampin' Up! Products and share several alternates with you. And they will likely involve some of the envelopes and, you know, that sort of stuff. All right. So thanks so much for hanging with me, and I will see you again. I might even see you later tonight, because I'm back again tonight at 7 with some stamping and a fun card sketch and stuff. So I think you'll like that. All right. So I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.